Yeah. Let's see here. I need to check levels. Test 1, 2. Why don't you say something, Kelly?
Am I supposed to keep my computer unmuted? You need it to be unmuted like it is, right?
The microphone needs to be muted.
Okay, because no, my microphone's unmuted, so it's unmuted. That's the way it needs to be. Okay.
All right, let me check the.
I need to be on YouTube as well.
All right, let me plug back in. We are recording. Audio is going. Video is going. Let me check Kelly's camera. All right. Let's see. Leave it alone. That's fine. Okay. All right, Larry, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Cool. All right. Excuse me. All right. No music. I'm just gonna. I found that the music doesn't sound as robust.
The woman likes to have her hair fixed.
What?
I said the woman likes to have her hair fixed.
Yeah.
So once I go on camera, I'm like, oh, fix my hair. Gotta fix my hair. And I gotta do the opener.
Okay. Then I will leave the camera on you, and
are we live? Have you gone?
And you monitor the chat room?
You haven't gone live on YouTube?
Yeah, it is.
It says live on the top right.
Yep.
No, it does say live.
Yep. Okay, so let me bring up my show notes. And Kelly, anytime you are ready.
Did you already announce on YouTube that we're live?
Yes.
Okay.
We're on Facebook, Twitter.
And everywhere else.
So,
okay.
Kelly, whenever you are ready.
Okie dokie. Episode 357 of The Married Gamers. South by South PAX. Well, I wanted to say South by Southwest, and then I realized that, no, that's not it. In 3, 2, 1. You are listening to the Married Gamers podcast with your hosts, Chris and Kelly. This week, we review PAX South with our guest from the Prove Your Point podcast, Larry, a.k.a. Bluemanrule. All this and more on the Married Gamers podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Married Gamers, episode 357, recorded on January 31st, 2015. Thank you so much for joining us. We've had some fun recently. PAX South was last weekend, and we're going to tell you a little bit. We're going to tell you a lot about it in a little bit, but we have with us a very special guest. He's the head of Open Forum Radio. He's the hostess with the mostest on Prove Your Point. We have Larry Asbury Jr., a.k.a. Bluemanrule. Howdy, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I don't know about being a hostess. Definitely a host, though.
Yeah, you can't say hostess with the most. Well, yeah. Can you say host with the most? I guess you could.
So we have an opening question. As we start every episode, we have an opening question. And the question this week, via my lovely bride, is what's your favorite video game mention in mainstream media? And we always like to have our guests go first. So, Larry, what's your favorite video game mention?
Wow, that's I don't know. I guess can I say Scott Pilgrim? would that be copping out? I guess it's Scott Pilgrim. I think at one point in the movie didn't they say the word shuriken or like someone had a shirt or something? So I think that's probably my favorite mention. There aren't really many though. There aren't really many that really like resonate with me. So yeah, I'm just gonna cop out and say that. How about that?
It's not a cop out. I would have to say mine actually came this week on Grey's Anatomy. Chris makes fun of me that I watch Grey's Anatomy still to this day.
Did it come after some coffee house music?
No, it didn't. They were having a huge, accidents event that came in, and there had been a woman that rammed into a whole bunch of cars, and this little boy was like, "Yeah, it was so cool. It was like GTA 5 out there." And I was like,
Okay.
"Oh my gosh! Okay, they brought a video game reference in." So, what about you?
Well, for me, I've been, as I've said in previous podcasts, I've been watching a lot of YouTube via my Xbox One app, and one of the segments I always keep watching right now is the on the Conan show on TBS, Conan O'Brien. He does a segment called The Clueless Gamer because
Oh
he
yeah.
loves video games, but he doesn't fully get them. And so I've been watching that. This week was especially good, which they previewed a game that's not even out yet. They previewed Mortal Kombat X, and they had Gronkowski from the Patriots and
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
From the Seahawks playing it, and geez, that game is it's like. Yeah, I remember the violence of Mortal Kombat, but this they just like upped it to 11. Like at one point, usually you have this where one of the guys reaches in and pulls out the heart or pulls out the spine. No, at one point you do see a big hole in this person's chest, heart hanging by a thread, but then he uses a ninja sword and chops off his face in half, and you see brain, and yeah.
And that's cool. Why?
It's keeping the tradition of Mortal Kombat, but to see Conan O'Brien's reaction to that was priceless. So yeah. I could tell you my worst favorite segment is every single news show in which when they do a news story about video games, there's always some broadcaster that has to compare it like, boy, they must have come a long way since Pac-Man, or Pac-Man this, or Pac-Man that, as if that's the only video game that ever existed.
Right.
So that's my worst. All right. So, folks, thank you for joining us. You can find us in a lot of different places. Our home on the web is themarriedgamers.net. We invite you to check us out there. We got plenty of PAX South coverage on our site at this moment, and a lot of other stuff. We got news, views, and reviews, all at themarriedgamers.net. Also, we can be found at Facebook at facebook.com/themarriedgamers, on Twitter at marriedgamers. I am at Lefty Brown. Kelly is at Mrs. Lefty Brown. And last but not least, you can leave us a voicemail at area code 559-286-0919. And we also like to thank our sponsor, Tioga Sequoia. You can find them at tioga-sequoia.com. They are makers of fine craft beer right here in the heart of Central California, here in Fresno. Check them out. All right, Larry, you've listened to the show. You know where we're at now. We have our Week in Geek. What sort of geeky things have you been doing this week, sir?
Man, trying to decompress, really, from PAX South. Well, really, and I've gotten back into. Just last night, we had a game night, and we played Titanfall. Titanfall was on sale this week through Microsoft and the EA Publisher sale on Xbox Live. So I picked up the deluxe edition of Titanfall for $12.50. Played some of that last night. That was really fun. I played the demo, not the demo, kind of like the alpha or whatnot they had. Maybe it was the demo, but I played it when it was on PC and I enjoyed it. But we all played that last night and got into some Dragon Age Inquisition multiplayer last night as well. So that was funny. And in both instances, Ace died over and over and over again. So it was great. So that's pretty much been what's been geeking, and honestly, just trying to get up all the coverage we also have as well from PAX South. We'll put out a lot of videos, but I'm actually about to put them out as articles and everything. So it's just really been trying to get that all managed and handled. But so yeah, I haven't geeked out as much as I would like to, but it's all good. So
are you trying to say Ace doesn't know how to do anything but die?
Yes, Ace is a specialist in dying. That is correct. That is right. Yeah. So awesome. I have some video too. I'll be putting it out as a clip, so maybe you can see it on my activity feed. But we were chasing each other, and well, I was chasing Ace because he was marked for death in Titanfall, and so he was hiding, and so I jumped down in the hole where he was hiding, and he tried to jump out of it, but my my avatar kicked him in the butt and killed him. It was so funny because it was a melee kill, so it like kicked him up and he died, and I recorded it. Oh, it's so awesome. I love Xbox record that. I really, really do. It is awesome. That's it. That's it.
So this week for me, I spent 3 of the days getting some training, taken care of for work. So that wasn't all that geeky related. So.
Did you watch Guardians of the Galaxy again in your hotel room?
I watched part of it. But you know, when you've watched it like 8 times already, it starts losing some of its like nostalgia. You know, you have to like space it out. You know, you've watched it so much, you're like, okay, I've seen this already. You know, you kind of start losing that. I don't know, the nuances of it, I guess. I was really disappointed whenever I go down to LA. I love watching Channel 5 News because I grew up watching Channel 5 News. And the hotel I was in, fantastic hotel. Didn't get KTLA Channel 5 News. I was like, seriously, you get like, you know, all these other fancy channels, but not that. So, but I was really excited when I got back home. In my mail was my silver Extra Life medal for raising over $500 for this last year. So I was really excited that I got my medal for this year. And the really cool thing is it says, you know, 2014 on it. It has it embellished in there. So it's kind of a neat thing that you get them for each year that you've raised that amount. So.
And people can already sign up for Extra Life 2015?
Yeah, I've already signed up for this year. I've already got the Married Gamers team started. So if if any of our listeners want to sign up and join the Married Gamers team, all they have to do is search for the Married Gamers team, and they can sign up and start raising money for their own local hospital, or they can sign up for our children's hospital here in the Central Valley. So it's kind of a cool thing that you can start signing up already this early on. You know, get people to start donating $10 a month, and they can raise a lot more money than starting, you know, asking them a month out.
Any video games this week?
Yeah, I played a bingo on my phone. Does that count? Does that
Depends
count
who you ask.
Yeah,
Depends
you know what we say whenever we see people. Everybody's a gamer. You play it on your phone. Yeah, no. I got caught up on Glee.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that geeky? This is the final season. I thought like 2 seasons ago I thought was like the end of it, and then they keep coming back. No, the season finale, the series finale. I'm like, okay, how long? I mean, I know that they have a lot of followers on it, but this is one that I do have to admit, I think they kind of are pulling it a bit too far.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Nothing else, really. Nope. Oh, wait, one other thing. I are watching almost done with season 2 of Orange is the New Black.
That's good.
That show is really good. I do have to say though that it seems like the second season, there's a lot more violence, I feel, in the second season than in the first. But I do feel there's a lot more getting into the backstory of the women. Yeah. And learning more about what landed them into the women's prison. And I'm feeling a bit more compassion for why they got where they're at. And I like that. So, yeah, you deal with a little bit more violence, but you deal with why they got where they're at. So, if you haven't watched Orange is the New Black, definitely I think it's worth watching. So, okay, that's it.
Okay. Well, first of all, if I sound a little bit different, I have a little bit of a cold.
PAX Plague.
So, yeah. I think I avoided PAX Plague, just like PAX congestion. You know.
Well, and you're in the airplane, and you get that circulation of the not really good air.
You know, speaking of airplanes, okay, so I got to tell this story, and then I'll get into my Week in Geek. I Okay, first of all, American Airlines through Dallas Fort Worth, never again.
Man, say it again. Say it again. Did you hear me on OFR this week? Did you hear me on OFR this week,
Not
man?
yet,
I
not yet.
completely went off on that.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so let
All
me
I'll
tell
say
you.
is that
Yeah, go ahead.
no. I was just gonna say, okay, so it only takes me 8 hours to drive from San Antonio to Oklahoma City, where I live, right? The problem is I was in the airport. I left the airport for the airport at 9:30 Sunday morning and didn't get home at my airport until like 7:30 Sunday night. So that's 10 hours. I could have driven home for the amount of time that I was there. And I didn't know you were, and you left the day after I did, but this was
Mhm.
Sunday, so it was probably happening to you on Monday, but go right ahead.
Yeah, so I flew out of San Antonio going to Dallas Fort Worth, and as soon as our plane lands, I mean it's like less than an hour flight, really nice flight. We land, and the gate that we were supposed to go to, there was another plane, a broken down plane at that gate. So we wait for a mechanic to pull the plane out. He never showed, or he or she never showed.
Mhm.
So they put it at another gate. So basically, it took us about an hour 40 from San Antonio to our gate because we waited for like 40 minutes on the runway or in the
Mm.
pull-in area. Okay, so that's problem number one. Get off the plane, and if you've been in Dallas Fort Worth, to get from one terminal to another, it's a long thing. So they have the Sky Tram that you can jump on. So I jumped on the Sky Tram, get over from C to A, build our terminal, and get to where my flight is. And um, the plane from Dallas to Fresno, the pilot decided that it wasn't safe enough to fly, so we were not going to take that plane. That's, I consider that a good thing. I trust the pilot. If he doesn't feel that it's safe enough to fly, I want a safe plane in the air
Right.
to get me home. Okay, so that's the problem. It takes, that sort of takes a little bit. So they tell us a new plane's getting put in, and they're going to get a mechanic to take the old plane away. Okay, remember my previous story about a mechanic never showing up? Same
Mhm.
thing. So this new plane they have pulled in basically almost near where my original plane, when I arrived there, pulls in. So the whole everyone on that flight, we all get back on the Skytram, and we go back to Terminal C, and then we have to wait for that plane to get clean, and then and so it took another 35 minutes for us to no, it took another hour for us to finally board the plane, and then we had to wait for some sort of minor repair that they needed to do before we took off. So that's my horrible DFW American Airlines story. But on the plus side of things, I was tired. I had blisters on my feet, sore back all weekend. I talked to you, Kelly, and you said go for it, and I did a $136 upgrade to first class. And let me tell you,
Oh wow.
I will forever hate flying coach because I flew first class. Okay, so you get a few more inches. For a fat guy like me, a few more inches on each side is heaven. More room to stretch out. So you stretch out your feet. No worries about that. There was no one to my next seat next to me, so I could put my Surface down there and my headphones and stuff like that. And of course, we all know they give you a blanket, to keep yourself warm.
Do you get to keep the blanket?
It's a super thin blanket.
Oh, okay.
So that's cool. That's cool. I'm going, okay, I can deal with this. It's gonna be nice. 2.5 hour flight back to Fresno. Made it a little bit easier because I'm not squished in, for that flight. On top of that, the waitress, as soon as we get up, the waitress, the flight attendant comes up and gives you like the full can. I had ginger ale, which technically I shouldn't, being diabetic, but gives me a full can of ginger ale, and it's like, here you go. And you get to the can, not just a little cup, and then comes out with a basket, and in this basket is like small sandwiches, potato chips, cookies. And I should back up. Before that basket, she comes out with a heated bowl, a little small dish, a heated dish with nuts in it, a nice mixture of nuts, and so it made the roasted nuts warm, and you're like, oh wow, that's a pretty cool idea. And then she comes out with a basket, and she's like, take as much as you want. And I was like,
Wow.
don't I need to pull out my credit card and pay for this? No, it's part of the service. I was like, this is awesome. This is awesome.
It's awesome.
I felt weighted on hand and feet, and I had extra room, and I was gonna watch Lego Movie on my way back, and I just zonked. I was the best flight ever. So now I'm gonna miss that, because that was like a once in a lifetime opportunity probably. So I'll have to be squished in and coach again. But so that's my first class. If I ever get the chance again, I'm going for it. If finances line up. I'm still unemployed, so that ship has sailed, I guess, on an airplane. All right, so we can geek stuff. Destiny, still playing Destiny, getting some cool gear. In fact, this morning I visited my favorite person on the tower, Zur. Zur and we go way back. We're on first name basis. I picked up another.
Nut.
I picked up another exotic thing, a face, a chest, whatever, and I like it. And so I'm slowly ranking that up, and went on some strikes and stuff like that. So playing Destiny, like it quite a bit, and as long as I'm playing with other people, like it quite a bit. GTA 5. I've been playing a lot of GTA 5. GTA 5 Online, and I say that affectionately because if you've listened to the podcast these many years, the little circle of friends that I used to play with regularly on Left 4 Dead and then on Left 4 Dead 2, we sort of scattered after the Xbox One and PS4 came out. Some went to PS4, and then they came back to Xbox 360 and Xbox One. I guess they saw the true light of Microsoft leading the way. I joke.
Where's Kevin at when you need him? Yeah. Where's Kevin?
all you PS4 nuts, don't worry, I'm kidding. Don't send death threats. So we haven't had a game in which we all said, okay, let's all get on and let's play. Finally, 9/10 of us, Mitchie, I'm still pointing my finger at you, got GTA 5 for the Xbox One, and we played together, and it was like old times. And these are people I haven't, all four of these guys I've never met in person. Mitchie I've met multiple times, and we just have these great times. So I played an awful lot of GTA 5, and just loving hanging out with those guys again. Be Nerdy, SOG, DJ Frobo, and Cap'n Awesome. Go ahead, and people out there, if they're on their Xbox One, send them friends requests. Maybe we can add you to our circle of friends playing GTA 5. But looming on the horizon is a game where all my circle of friends are excited for, and that's Evolve. So I'm getting excited. It looks like that's going to be our next Left 4 Dead 2 hangout, play for many years. So yeah, it's hang out with friends online. it's a great experience. And so yeah, really excited about that. Last thing I want to mention, and I'm sure Kelly's eyes are gonna roll. One of the last things I did in San Antonio was hang out with my roommates for the weekend. Colby from the Married Gamers, Samuel from the Married Gamers, and Meef Jay and from Everyday Gamers.
Okay, he was your roommate?
No.
You just said your roommate.
Okay, these people in the room. Meef Jay from the Everyday Gamers and Eric from Everyday Gamers and Game. What's his other word? Jobbers on the mic.
Jobbers on the mic. Yeah.
That's his wrestling podcast, and we watched WWE. The hotel even gave us free premium internet.
How did they do that, or why did they do that?
Because they're the nicest people. If you ever stay in San Antonio, go to Homewood Suites on Riverwalk. It's awesome place.
It is a great place.
It's a
great place.
So they gave us premium internet, and we watched Royal Rumble, which was a bit of a mixed bag. Really great match. The triple threat match was an awesome match. Definitely, if you haven't seen it, February, if you're a first-time subscriber to WWE Network, you get the month of February for free. Go check out that triple threat match. It's awesome. But the Royal Rumble itself was a little bit let down. Roman Reigns won, and I am a Roman Reigns fan, but admittedly he isn't as dynamic for his out of the ring performances than he is when he's in the ring. So he has work to do, and the Philly crowd were definitely showed the dissatisfaction with the Royal Rumble. So it'll be interesting to see.
If you know Philly, they've never bitten their tongue, man.
Yeah,
Folks in Philly don't bite their tongue.
And they're used to booing because they do have the Eagles and
right. You're gonna get so many letters from Philly now.
Yeah, that's right. So that's marriedgamers@outlook.com to send your hate mail to. So yeah, and so it was a good time, and just winding things down. And then Monday I did the tourist thing with my story editor Colby. So yeah, I had a good time. So yeah, that has been my week in geek. So once again, folks, I want to remind you that you can write into our show if you want to ask us a question, leave a comment, tell us the last time the Philadelphia Eagles actually won a Super Bowl.
So bogus.
You can do so at marriedgamers@outlook.com.
You are such an ass. I'll say it for you, okay, Larry?
Okay. I have a backstory here. Backstory is I grew up a Niners fan. My dad
still are a Niners fan.
Yeah. My dad was a huge Niners fan. Even had a Niners bomber jacket. He gets a job out in Philadelphia, and even to the point where he used to wear his Niners jacket to work in Philadelphia. But over the years, he became a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and that's a betrayal I just can't take. So yeah, so I have a history there. Yeah. All right, so PAX South. A lot of things going on there.
Well, here, I just have to say some stuff before you guys delve into PAX South, because
I want you to ask questions.
Well, but first of all, I have to say a couple of things. Larry, have you?
Yes.
Lefty and I have been to East and to Prime. Is South your first PAX ever?
No, I went to East in 2011. That's where I met with Vic Joe and everybody. Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask you, because Lefty obviously has experience at other PAXs before.
Mm-hmm. So we can compare PAXs. I have that on my notes.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. But
right. We'll go for that now. Then.
Yeah. So here you go to obviously a much a much smaller town, obviously, than Boston is, and hopefully a bit warmer town than Boston can be. I don't know.
Not so much.
I heard that it was rainy and windy
got
that
better.
first day.
It got better.
But
It did get better,
um,
sure.
I heard from Lefty that it was very much an indie vibe there. How would you compare it to Boston for its first year?
Well, I mean, I was at PAX East in the second year, and it was already blown out. Like there were huge booths, huge displays. Sony was big. LA Noir was big. Just a lot of stuff was massive, huge. Battlefield 3 display, all that stuff was huge. But you felt like you weren't that important. Even then, I was media, and you felt like you really weren't that important. But at this one, yeah, it was smaller. It was more intimate, but they actually had some cool stuff. Like they had Adam Sessler and Andrea Nay there, and they were just interviewing people for like Logitech. Logitech had a huge booth, and then was it Tiny? What is it? Tiny Builder?
Tiny Build.
Tiny Build had a huge booth, and it was just Alienware had their Steam machine there. I actually had an interview with them that we'll be putting that up, but you actually got a chance to learn about the Steam box that they were kind of working on, and there were opportunities at PAX South to learn more about new games, new experiences, new accessories that you really couldn't get at a PAX East because of the lines. Like the lines here were also much shorter, and I think for non-media, which is the majority of the attendees, right? I think that's a better experience because they can get in and see things and play with things, get their head on, and in Oculus Rift's case, eyes on certain things that they wouldn't have been able to see with like 2-hour lines at PAX East. So in that regard, I would say PAX South it's really, really good. Now, the timing of PAX South being so much in early January, right after Christmas, right before East, I don't know how bigger publishers are going to, or higher tier publishers are going to buy into that so much, but we were always thinking it took them a while to adopt the spring mentality, right? So now PAX East is going to have a lot of demos and everything ready because we Xbox owners, right? We have Quantum Break coming 1 month, and then we have The Witcher 3 coming the following month, or like in May, and then you have Batman coming in June. So we have things coming, and so demo builds will likely be ready at E3. I'm sorry, not E3, but PAX East. So I don't know if South will get that, but yeah, you definitely we got a chance to play some games, and then went up on the Merry Gamers or Everyday Gamers like Gigantic has got a chance to play that, and I don't think you would have gotten that shot at East, because there would have been so many other things that would have overshadowed it. I don't think we would have experienced that. So in that regard, I don't know. I think they're about even. They just offer different things, I believe.
Yeah, I sort of compare PAX South to San Antonio to its fellow Texas city, Austin, and South by Southwest. When it first started, it was all about indies, little small bands, just trying to get noticed and perform, and it wasn't this big, huge thing that it is now. And I think PAX South is very much like that. Like, if you're interested in indies, if you're interested in tabletop, this is a much better show for you. And I have a feeling it's going to be that way, and that these big companies, if they're going to have a presence there, it's mostly going to be at panels, or it's going to be in maybe energizing their communities. So for instance, one example of that was the Kerbal Space Program game. The
Space Academy.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yeah. They weren't there proper themselves, but they had some of their more famous players and streamers.
Well, they're so close to.
They're at a smaller booth playing it throughout the show.
They're so close to the. I mean, Cape Canaveral's obviously in Florida, but they have stuff with the space program there.
Right. But
so.
this is a video game.
Well, yeah, I know, but still.
But so I think that's potentially has a way of how they can do it, how these triple A's can sort of like, here's a few $100 or here's $1,000 that it's not going to be a major drain on our budget that we can go out and do, you know, um, and maybe as a result, it could be a way that they can drive their pre-orders for their games that are coming out in the summer and fall and winter area. You know, they're not going to make announcements. It's way too early in the season. Unless it's your home base, Gearbox. You know, they did make some announcements, but you know, a lot of times those announcements will always begin to eke out at PAX East, at GDC, and then blow big at E3. So, you know, so you have to plan your budget accordingly. So, you know, they're not gonna. I really doubt that PAX South is gonna be a place where if you want to see the Ubisoft games that are coming out in fall, that you're gonna see them at PAX South. So that's my guess, but that doesn't make it a bad thing, you know, because there was plenty of stuff that are going to become AAA titles in the next year, 2 years, 3 years. You know, case in point, Undead Labs with
Moonrise.
No, well, Moonrise, but I'm having a mind fart here.
Brain fart.
Yeah. State of Decay. You know, so Microsoft is now their publisher for Undead Labs, and they made a commitment to them that they want to see a lot more State of Decay. So they're putting Microsoft money behind them now. They're coming out with oh gosh, big long title, State of Decay Year 1 Survival Edition. And that's coming out in April, end of April, and it's even gonna be on disc this time. So you know, so that's the first volley. And this, I really think that this is a company that, you know, when they come out with State of Decay 2 or 3, you know, it's gonna be one of those huge AAA brands, you know. And there's, you could say that about several other games that were there, you know, Rebel Galaxy, you know. There's other things. So if you're looking to find stuff that are going to be huge in the future, I think PAX South is going to be a good place for that. And I have to say, you know, San Antonio is a beautiful city. A lot of places. I mean, it's the best. I mean, I know that the folks who run PAX thought about going to Dallas, but it was too expensive. But honestly, I think San Antonio's a better place for it because there's so many hotels in that immediate area.
Yes.
So many restaurants and places where you can get a drink in that area.
Oh yeah.
And it's just so easy to get around, you know, especially if you're using Lyft or Uber. And so I think it's a great location, and it's a much different feel from all these other PAXs now.
Well, and it's neat that they're realizing that they need to have it located in a different part of the nation. You know, yeah, it's great to have one on the West Coast. It's great to have one on the East Coast, but to have one down in the the Southwest area, because there are some people that just can't travel, you know, to the west and the east, and the Midwest area. Most people, you know, I mean, we saw our one writer who she could drive the 4 hours. You know, they can't necessarily afford to fly, but to get in the car with, you know, pack the car with friends, they can all pitch in for gas, and then those 4 or 5 people can pack into a hotel and afford the cost of splitting a hotel room. You can afford to go to PAX.
Now, I still think over time we'll get one more PAX, and
like a Chicago or something.
I really think that's the Chicago.
Yeah, that's what I've always thought.
Yeah,
or Minneapolis or something like that.
But it's starting. They're coming so frequently. You know, I take this as a comparison. Like Comic Cons around the nation, it's become less dependent on making sure the publishers, the game publishers, are there, because they know the audience will be there regardless. You know, PAX South sold out.
I was gonna say, do they sell out? That's what I was just gonna
PAX
ask
East
you.
always sells out. PAX Prime always sells
I
out.
think
PAX
South.
Australia sells out.
I think East is already sold out, aren't they?
Oh yeah. So yeah, it doesn't, just knowing that if you're a publisher and knowing that you have that many people over so many days that are going to be there, then you might want to spend a little money to be there yourself, or vice versa. There was a lot of people on Kickstarter that were there. Great way to really kickstart. I wish someone did it like took down all the Kickstarter people that were there and see how much of a boost they got because they attended or they were exhibited at PAX South. Because I know when I was following, we'll talk about it in a little bit. By the time I got home on Tuesday, they were fully funded.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm very, very happy about that. So yeah, PAX South. If things go our way and I can get employed again and whatnot, I definitely want to go back. What about you, Larry?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like I said, it's something close, something local to me, and as I said, it's close enough to where I can drive 4 hours, rest at Henry Knox's house, and then, drive another 4, and I can split it up and really make it. But yeah, it's something that I'm really looking forward to, something that's here, that's local, and I actually got a chance to meet some folks from the community and kick it with you guys, and it was so fun. But we actually had a chance to actually put in some actual work there as well. So, and there were a lot of good things on display. So, I mean, it was awesome. It was great, and I'm really looking forward to next year. I'm already putting things in motion up here of how different we'll handle it. So, yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Let's talk about what we did see at PAX South this year.
Okay.
And let's just lead off with our heavy hitters. And Kelly, please chime in if you want to know more information.
Okay.
Favorite game of the show, Larry? What was that for you?
It's close. Single player Adventures of Pip. It was excellent. It was great. It was great. I love it.
Because I think Kelly would love this game.
Uh-oh.
You said what was it again? What was
the
what?
Adventures
The
of Pip?
Adventures of Pip?
Yeah.
The Adventures of Pip. Yeah, it's great. So it involves a little one pixel character, right? You start off as a block, and you're in a 32-bit environment. You're in a 32-bit world, and he's the only hero that can save him because all the other heroes have pretty much been destroyed. But what you do is Pip, you go through and you level up. So you go through and you change, and now you're a shorter boy, and so now you can do other attacks and things. And then as you get bigger and as you continue to level up as Pip, the background behind you begins to increase in resolution and increase in detail. So the world changes as you change. But it's a puzzler because even though you can do certain things, the more you evolve, you can actually devolve as well to help you solve the puzzle. So you can shrink back down to the little block to go in to only fit into a small area. But it's really awesome. It is really cool. I term this, and you'll see it in the interview that we have, I term this the Wreck-It Ralph of video games because it is so referential to all video games of just things that you've seen, feel, just aesthetics, and it's meant to be that way. That is my absolute number one of the show, and yeah, hands down, it's excellent. I think you'd really love it. It's a platformer, puzzler. It's awesome, and it's vibrant. It's very well written. It's great. It's great.
Sounds like a cool game. I just would have a problem. I'd probably devolve and forget how to evolve again. That'd be my problem. I'd be like, I can just see myself. Wait, how do I evolve again? I just devolved. What am I supposed to do? And I have to call Chris back in. What do I do? That'd be my problem. Yeah, that's always my problem with those games.
Okay, so my favorite game of the show wasn't even a video game. It was this game that was on Kickstarter at the indie tabletop area, so that called Bring Your Own Book. And ladies and gentlemen, go find out more about this. They're still on Kickstarter, so you can still be a part of it and help them meet their stretch goals. But this game is so much fun. honestly, I think this game is the next Cards Against Humanity in terms of impact it has on people. And what's really cool is it doesn't have to be as crass, because here's how what the game is. The game consists of a deck of cards, and on the cards they have suggestions. You get two suggestions on each card, and whoever picks up the card has to choose which one to choose. For instance, one of those for that we had in a game that I sat in with was a line from a country song. So there's three different ways to play this game. We played the classic way, and the game is called Bring Your Own Book. So everyone has a book that they bring to the table with them.
So I could bring any book I want?
Any book.
So I could bring the book We by Charles
Yes.
Lindbergh. Okay,
And
I'm just picking a
that's-
book that I like.
And that's
So.
the book you use.
So do I have to physically bring that book with me, or
Yes,
is it?
You have to bring your book with you.
So
You bring
I
your book to the table.
so seriously, I can bring, like, if someone, okay, I'm going to be really crass here, but if someone happened to have with them for some reason or another a porn with them, they could bring a porno book with them.
If it's a book, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like, actually,
I
it has to have written words.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, so can they bring a Kindle with them that has written words on it?
That gets a little bit harder.
Okay,
I'll
but it
tell
has to. Okay, so it has to
I'll-
be a book.
Yeah, so I'll tell you why. So this
Okay.
is Classic Rules, the game I played. I'll try to go fast with this. We had 4 people, which seems to be just the right amount to have a game. Usually you want to have 4 to maybe 8 people playing. And under Classic Rules, everyone takes turns. We basically went in a clockwise motion. One person draws a card from the deck, chooses which ones he has. So, for instance, they'll say, "Line from a country song," and then the other players, in this case 3 players, would have to look through the book really as quickly as they can and try to find a phrase in their book that might apply to what was asked. And the first person who thinks they have it has to announce, "Hey, I've got it." And as soon as that first person announces that, an hourglass that will come with the game is turned, and then the other people in the game has until that last sand drops to find their answer to the what the person has asked. If you can't find an answer by the time time runs out, you have to take the first phrase your eyes falls on. So the funnier the better is usually works. So although in Classic Rules, the winner of that round is decided by the person who drew the card. So you go around, you read your phrase, and that card drawer chooses who won. You have to, in order to win, you have to have 5 cards. Sorry, cold, folks.
Man.
So 5 cards wins. However, the problem is, as soon as anyone at the table gets 3 cards, you pass your card to your left, or excuse me, you pass your book to the left. So you get someone else's book that now you have to work with.
Oh, jeez.
And the game is funny. Some of the responses you get, some of the books that people use. I mean, it is a fun game, and it could be as raunchy as you make it, or as clean as you make it, because you are using the books and you're using.
Yeah, well, if you take a
people's
porno,
ideas.
like I said, it's going to be raunchy.
Right. And what's cool is you
Well, it
can
could be.
you can create your own type of party. Like you could say, okay, everyone come over to our house. We're going to play Bring Your Own Book, but only bring Harry Potter books with you, or only bring a science fiction book, or you only bring Dr. Seuss books. And that's the material you'll use. So
Oh, jeez.
I think it has a lot of potential. And I talked to the guys behind this tabletop game, and they said they've been approached about maybe doing like a video game pack. So you'll pull a question and be like a line you hear out of Mortal Kombat, and that sort of thing, or a Harry Potter
That'd be great.
pack. Yeah, so it has a lot of room for expansion, and it was so much fun to play. I mean, hands down, um, I don't think anything comes close to being my favorite game as much as this game. So that's mine. That's not to say there were not other good games there, because there was a lot of other great games. So Larry, I know you and I have a shared favorite game from Motiga. Why don't you tell the audience about Gigantic?
Gigantic was pretty cool. So we all got a chance. Chris, Kobe, myself, Henry, and Henry's brother. Well, I'm sorry, it wasn't Will and Henry's brother Rufus. We got a chance to sit down and play Gigantic. So Gigantic is a 5-on-5, kind of like a MOBA, right? But there's a team-based objective. Each team has a guardian they must protect. The objective of each team is to kill the other team's guardian. In order to do that, there are certain objectives you have to pass within the map, and you have to win points, and you have to level up. So you have to get more kills within a certain amount of time. When you do that, then your team kind of earns a hit on the other team's guardian. So your guardian will go and hit the other team's guardian. When that guardian is hit, then it's down and vulnerable, and it's your team's objective to get across the map to where that other guardian is and just start hammering it and waylay it and make it start bleeding. And it's really fun. It's keyboard and mouse only, but there's really only a few buttons you use on the keyboard outside of movement. And then you just pretty much have special attacks. They have tons of different characters depending on the way that you play. I like playing rogue characters who are quick and stealthy, get in and get out of combat, pretty dangerous. There are tankish characters. There are arching characters. There are characters that heal. There are just there are some characters that bring up kind of like a crowd type of enemy, that so you'll have to fight like 3 or 4 hands because they summoned them. But it's pretty fun. It's a cartoon. The art style is really nice. It's pretty bright on the colors, very vibrant. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a chance to listen to the sound of the game because we were too busy listening to the developers tell us how to play. But it was really fun. It was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. I know for sure we have an interview with them. I know the Married Gamers has an interview with them, and I know Everyday Gamers, they just put something up, I believe yesterday, on their site about the game as well. So just go check them out. They're everywhere. It was really, really cool. Like, the game was really well done. And right now it's currently in I believe it's a beta right now. Alpha. It's alpha. It's in an alpha right now. So even in its current state, not being fully done, it's actually really fun. But here's the one thing that I really like about Motiga. I ended up going to their party on Saturday night, and they were talking about what they do as a community, and it really kind of resonates with OFR. They just wanted a good place where cool people come together and sit down and play. And that was it. Like, that's the whole reason they're behind this. And that's what's really cool about it. So they just want cool people to sit down and play their game. And that's how they want it to be, that good group experience. And it really is. It's a lot of fun. It's really simple to play. Even if you're not keyboard and mouse, you can map it to X pattern and be done. So I liked it a lot.
I liked it as well. Now, one thing I liked that wasn't featured in this alpha that may be coming later was because of the game engine, they may be able to map the controls to a controller. So, I'm not a huge keyboard and mouse guy, but I got around pretty well. I played as a healer, so I was going around helping out as support as best I could. And so one other thing that this game has going for it is it's very esports friendly. That's huge. League of Legends and whatnot. I could really see this really captivating a lot of people and having a good time, either watching competitions via Twitch or YouTube or whatnot, or just playing it themselves. It's very fanciful. So it's a we saw at least sort of a blue versus red team. Each team
Hmm.
has what they call those not avatars but or
Meme.
totems. The two huge creatures on each team.
Oh, the Guardians. The Guardians.
Guardians. Yeah, each team has a
Yeah.
guardian, and basically you have to sort of expose a chink in that guardian's armor in order for
Hmm.
the other guardian to attack each other and just man, fun playthrough
Yeah, it was.
and yeah. So they didn't give a time when this will be out. They did tell us that they will be moving to a beta for sure. Before the year is out. So that gets them one step further. I imagine by the time E3 rolls around, their sort of timeline for a full release will be revealed. But yeah, but this is one
Yeah.
definitely to check out, especially if you're an esports watcher or an esports competitor. So yeah, it was fun. Really great
Right.
drawings. I can't wait to see what the other Guardians look like as well. So yeah, so um,
Right.
I want to mention. So I already mentioned State of Decay coming out in April. I'll just mention that if
Mm.
one cool thing about State of Decay is if you already bought it for the Xbox 360 and you want to go buy it digitally for the Xbox One, you will automatically get a price discount. So that's pretty cool. The game itself will come with the original game plus all the other added content, all the other DLC, and all the weapons and stuff will mix between the original and the DLC. So now in the original, you'll have access to some automatic weapons and stuff like
Oh, that's
that
cool.
from the start. And if you bought it on the Xbox 360, you'll get a unique character um, because you showed your support for the original build. And if I had my notes in front of you, I could tell you the name of the unique character. So I apologize, but she looked badass. Uh, Small change as well on that. If you played the original, you know that things break and your weapons break. And in the original, if your weapons break, all you could do was push zombies away and try to run away. They've
Mm.
changed that, so now if your weapon breaks, you do have a knife on you, which will be good at taking care of one or two zombies. But if you're getting swarmed, you're still gonna have a hard time dealing with it. So yeah, there's upgrading graphics, new graphic quality and new lighting quality, and some lots of cool stuff. I'm looking forward to it. It makes me almost want to start it back up on the 360 and get uh, refamiliarize myself with it. So yeah, yeah. And anything you want to mention, Larry?
Um, no, I'm just looking forward to Rebel Galaxy, I guess, man. I'm looking forward to that. Those folks made Torchlight 2, and it's actually more story in the game than people realize, and that's what I want people to see. There's more story in the game that's actually being shown. A lot of the game that's being shown was just ship combat, but there's more to it, and that takes me back to the original Mass Effect of discovery, right? Finding a universe, filling it in with interesting characters, and to me, that's what's going to be pretty cool. So I'm just looking forward to that, but yeah, I mean that's really. There are a couple other things I'm looking forward to, but yeah, those are really just Adventures of Pip and that, and then of course Gigantic Adventures of Pip, Rebel Galaxy, and Gigantic. Those were my headliners. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, that's all I
Yeah,
got.
yeah. There was a lot of others that I thought that was pretty cool. Um, One was Faded. It also like Adventures of Pip is a platformer, and what was cool about that was pulling up some information on that right now. What was cool about that was it makes use of color. So it starts out in black and white, and as you go through the game, you unlock other colors for the world. And
Mhm.
and color and magic are tied together in this platformer. And it has 6 worlds and one final boss area. There's a lot of influences can be seen to, you can see that it was influenced by Mega Man and by Castlevania. And this is coming out this December, or excuse me, no, it's available. It's on Steam Greenlight right now. PC Mac, $10. Go check it out. So that looked pretty cool. Another game that is going to blow up big when it comes out is coming from the publisher Devolver. It's called Magnetic Cage Closed, and it's basically Cube, the movie Cube, meets Portal. But it looks.
I love that movie Cube. It scared the living crap out of me, but I loved it.
Yeah, so that sort of puzzle aspect of Portal is present in this game. Sort of in terms of atmospherics, it was very Bioshock-like. It's going to have a branching storyline so that expands the replayability. It's going to come out in March or April. It's going to be on PC, PS4, and Xbox One, and there is a story to it as well. One other one I wanted to fawn on is Homeworld. So Gearbox announced that they are coming out with Homeworld Remastered that comes with Homeworld 1 and 2. You can play it classic as it was presented in the early 90s, play it remastered. Now, I got to sit down and take a look at this, and the remaster version is amazing. So if anyone out there is familiar with this is an RTS game, space game, and in remastered they've totally redone everything. With current technologies, the backgrounds for the star systems just look so beautiful. The audio has been completely remastered. The soundtrack has been remixed, and what's really cool is with this technology now, when you have these RTS battles, you can zoom in to a certain area or zoom out. You can rotate the battleground. So if you're doing one of these Steam Play, Let's Play video or Let's Play videos, when you're showing that, you can really bring out the best parts of those battles, or if a vessel is about to explode, zoom in on it. And so if you're one of these viewers who love watching these things over Twitch and whatnot, this is going to be awesome. This is going to look so cool. And so when it comes out, it will support 4K, and modding the game will be allowed. And for folks like me, they're going to release the soundtrack, a limited edition on vinyl as well. So yeah. So Homeworld looks fantastic. State of Decay. I gotta go back to that. The name of your special character, if you bought the 360 version, is Guru Bani Kaur. Yeah, and so I just wanted to give that out. And the game comes out on April 28th. And they're still not, for those asking, they're still not doing co-op. I have a feeling that that's going to have to wait until State of Decay 2. Let's see. Oh, and one more thing on State of Decay. There's going to be a patch for the 360 so that when it comes out on Xbox One, you can upload all your saves and transfer them to the Xbox One as well. So that's pretty cool. Moonrise. Did you play Moonrise, Larry?
I did. I played Moonrise. That was actually I think it was one of our videos that's going to be going up here today. It's already on YouTube on the Geeks for. Yeah, but Moonrise is pretty good. So Moonrise is a mobile. It's a mobile game. It's an RPG. And it's kind of along the lines of you're someone who can use magic. So think of kind of like Ni no Kuni, whereas Ni no Kuni, your wizard themselves could play, or they can bring companions with them two at a time to actually fight. right? So you could control them and control their powers, and you could do that. But in this one, it's more the only time you really have to wait. It's not turn based. It's really just the animations and then a quick cooldown. So it's a lot like doing that, but it's robust. It looks really good. Like it looks really great, and I think it was made in Unity engine. I'll have to double check that, but it looks great, and it's free to play, so you don't have to worry about paying for anything for it. But man, it's nice. It's about a 16-hour RPG to play through. It's a mobile game, right? But it's done extremely well, and the fighting looks good. They actually have a whole an entire backstory of Lunari and Solari, and you have to cleanse them to make them whole again, and it looks really, really good. Like, it's really impressive what people are doing on the mobile platforms right now, especially on the iPad. It's really impressive. But yeah, I really like it because you can level up. There's equipment, there's skills. There are different powers. You can change what your affinity is, and so as far as depth in an RPG, it's there and it's legitimate. So yeah.
I'm told it has a very Pokemon feel. I've never played a Pokemon game, so I'll just assume.
Yeah, I've never played Pokemon either, so welcome to the crew, Chris. But it is. He actually mentioned, you got to catch them all. So you kind of you get a chance when you fight these other companion type creatures. If you defeat them, then they will offer to join your party. Now, it's still up to you to accept them and take them in, but you can have as many as 6 companions on a team at a time. And also, I forgot to cover, you have custom load. I like custom teams, right? So if you wanted people, because some creatures are faster than others. So if you wanted a team that just jump in and attack first all the time, you can name it like the bomb first layout, and then you can set it up and do that. So it's pretty awesome in that regard. So yeah, custom layouts. Yeah, it is a Pokemon feel though, for sure. And there are going to be a lot of creatures in the game that you can allow join your squad. And he said you can rotate them out because you may not want to keep one in there forever. So you may want to rotate them out. But it's awesome. I enjoyed it.
Cool. One last thing I saw on the floor wasn't a video game per se. It's a company called IndieBox, IndieBox.com. It's this really neat service in which this company goes. It's sort of like Loot Crate, so you subscribe to this service, and what happens? What happens is each month you get an indie game. And you just don't get the indie games. So these you get a themed box around this game. So you will get the game on a like a credit card sized USB disc. It will come to you DRM free. It can be played on either PC or Mac. And all indie games have at least a 73% rating or above on Metacritic, and so that in itself is pretty cool. But
that's awesome.
Yes, but they put these games in a box, and they have these beautiful box art. They work with the game developers in terms of creating these box arts,
right?
And so they each one is very special. For instance, they had one that has like a 16-bit like Super Nintendo type look to it, so they put it into like a Super Nintendo looking type box, and even down to like putting like a fake Nintendo seal on the back, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, so the game comes shipped in these boxes to you. And then in it is all these wonderful trinkets. In that game that I just described, they had a USB Super Nintendo controller, so you can plug into your computer.
Wow!
And it works. And it works.
That's awesome. I'm looking at that right now. Yeah, I see that.
And and various things. Like for instance, I actually picked up two, and I should have had it for our YouTube live crowd, but I picked up Luftrausers. That fantastic game. And in the box, I haven't opened it up yet, but I saw what was inside it. They have like a beautiful medal that you can pin on yourself. Many times these games come with the on a CD disc, the soundtrack of the game, and these are very, very, really cool, like, trinkets that you get with this game, with different games each month, one a month, and they worked very hard with these people putting it out. That so I was really impressed, and we're gonna have them on the Married Gamers, in a future episode, and so that they can talk, and if you guys dial into our YouTube live. When we have them on, you can actually see some of their products as well. So yeah, I want to talk about that. But before we wrap up the show, I want to talk about the people of PAX South. So PAX South was pretty darn cool for us because I was there for the Married Gamers, but there was other podcasters there from who are also with Open Forum Radio. And since we have the creator of Open Forum Radio, why don't you talk to us about the people and also point them to the YouTube video that is out there now.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so I mean, man, we had a world of people. I mean, it was great. Jason A.K. Fadios was there. Henry Knox, his brother, Will from Geeks for the Win, and then of course, we had all of the everyday gamers in the crew, who are Jay, Chris, and Eric. We also had Press A to listen in the room. Rare Bishop, Steve, Pantless Steve. That dude is crazy. And then we also had Josiah, who doesn't have a podcast, but actually is a writer. And of course Sam was in there, but you guys can check out the video. We did a couple of podcasts, one Thursday, one Saturday, and they are over on. You can find them on YouTube. You can find the first one on YouTube at the Geeks Space FTW. That's on their channel, but it's also on Open Forum Radio's channel in the playlist. So every video that we did, everything that was recorded on video at PAX South is going to be an Open Forum Radio playlist. Awesome. So all you have to do is go in and click on that, and you can just search. So that's going to be sweet. But it was great getting a chance to meet people. Like I said, I've known Fadios for 6 years. 6 years. This is my first time ever getting a chance to meet that guy, and it was awesome. It was as awesome as I thought it was going to be. It was great. It was really great. Chris was he allowed us to use his station to record all of the events and stuff. So appreciate it. It was great. It was great, and that's kind of why it was established. Us is about our community. We all tend to game, but it was really awesome. So you could peek in and kind of be a fly on the wall in both of those. If you go check that out. But is that it?
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing about any of these PAXs is you get a great chance to come and meet people you may have only played online with, communities you've been a part of, so yeah, in that sense, PAX South succeeded. I had a good time, not only meeting the OFR folks, many of them for the very first time. But it was also an opportunity to reconnect with the Nerds at Play podcasters, and just getting to see some of the people who work in the games industry again. Bumped into Aaron Treitz from Harmonix, who was there in an unofficial capacity. In fact, sat down for like a 20-minute interview. That's now up on the Married Gamers YouTube channel. Yeah, so go check that out for information about Rock Band and Dance Central, and what he thought about PAX South and why exactly was he there at PAX South.
Right.
So all that and more on that video. So that was really cool. So Kelly, we have reached that time in the show. Do you have any views?
I do. You don't
Uh-oh.
I think she's muted. She's muted.
I'm muted. Hear me?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to
go.
step out.
Yeah,
and
I
go.
turned you down for when you had to take your bathroom.
Well, it's a somber thank you actually. I need to thank my family. 4 years ago today, my cousin Travis passed away from cancer, and so it's a somber day. So mixed up to cry.
Yep.
So, yeah, taken way too soon from us.
Yeah.
Mm.
Larry, do you have any thank yous to go out?
Yeah, man. Tons of thank yous just to everyone I met at PAX South, man. You, Press A to Listen guys, Everyday Gamers, Jason. Even I'll even thank Fadios, and no, but seriously, thanks to you two for having me on. Kelly, thanks for sending them out. Thanks for sending Chris out.
Oh,
It was
no,
awesome
not a
having
problem.
him there.
It was
It
too
was
bad
awesome
that I
having him.
couldn't go there myself. Work
Yeah.
always does that to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, and many thank yous to Colby. Man, that dude is talented. Like that dude is really talented, man. He's really really good. So just no thanks to American, but thanks to my
American, no, thank you.
yeah, but honestly though, all the coverage and stuff I got this weekend, I couldn't have gotten done without William from Geeks for the Win. Seriously, like that dude is awesome, man, and he's really really good at what he does, and he's been one editing everything by himself. So I told him, man, split it up with me, but he wanted to do it, So many thanks to William. He is really underappreciated, but I'm gonna change that. So he's awesome. So that's it.
Well, I would like to thank Colby as well, our story editor at the Merry Gamers, Samuel, another writer at the Merry Gamers, Samantha, another writer at the Merry Gamers, all of whom was at PAX South this past weekend. And it gives me an opportunity to thank our writers. We're a small website, and we're trying to build readership, and I'm very thankful that we got some really talented staff. And we are in the midst of trying to add. We're trying to find some more staff. We're still looking for 2 to 4 more writers. Especially, we want to, being the Merry Gamers, we are looking for at least 2 more women writers as well. If folks listening, if you write, if you like to write, if you have a talent in writing, and you want to write about not just games, but nerdy stuff, geeky stuff, we're looking. So drop me a line, get in touch with me. You can do so at marriedgamers@outlook.com, and we can get the ball rolling. But I'm very thankful for the staff that we do have, and just the awesome content that they provide. So if you haven't had the chance to check out themarriedgamers.net, please go check it out. We're more than just a podcast. We have lots of great stuff that may be right up your guys' alley. So go give it a check out. All right, with that, Kelly.
Just a quick thing,
Yes.
the website that you're talking about, it's theindiebox.com.
Okay, theindiebox.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
So-
wanted to put that out there.
So with that, Kelly, take us out.
We can be found on our homepage at themarriedgamers.net, on Facebook at facebook.com/themarriedgamers. You can follow us on Twitter at marriedgamers. Follow Lefty at Lefty Brown, myself at Mrs. Lefty Brown. Mail at marriedgamers@outlook.com. Also, instead of having me or Lefty read your mail, send us your voicemails at 559-286-0919. Larry, let everyone know where they can find you at.
All right. Well, you can find me over at performradio.com. If you want to hit me on Twitter, you can hit L. Asbury or at Prove Your Point. On YouTube, I am at L. Asbury. And on Google Plus, I am Larry Asbury Jr. So that's where you can find me. And most of the things that I'm associated with, pretty much anytime you see Open Form Radio, that's me behind that somewhere. So if you just search for that, you can find us everywhere there as well. So.
Cool.
If
you're not listening to Prove Your Point, you need to change that. Great show.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I also want to mention that we have a Libsyn TMG app. It's available for $1.99 on most smartphones and tablets. Just head over to the store for your particular brand of technology, and for that $1.99, you can download or stream all of our shows that we have available. It's a way of reaching out to our website and our Facebook group as well, all inside the app. And so it's pretty cool. And any money that we do get to that goes back into our server costs, which I need to pay like soon.
Yeah, otherwise we won't have a server.
We're gonna have to talk about that, Callie, because I just saw the bill for that. Yeah. So this has been episode 357 of the Married Gamers. Thank you so much for joining us, either live on YouTube. Head over to the Married Gamers, subscribe to the Married Gamers on YouTube. Really, if you haven't checked out what we have on YouTube, it's growing and growing fast, and more features to our YouTube channel coming very, very soon. So definitely go check out and subscribe and hang out with us as we do these podcasts live on YouTube. And check us one more time on themarriedgamers.net. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back with you guys next week. All right. Thank you so much, Larry.
Okay, so how is Jeremy connected with
Let me stop the broadcast.